you gotta figure out what it is that makes you want to wake up in the morning. And I just knew the corporate and the people that you have to deal with in corporate America. And there's always those people that's fighting for employee of the month that gets under your skin every single day. I just couldn't deal with that anymore. And it's like Steve Harvey. I think Steve Harvey best said it. He was like, he probably had 15, 20 jobs, probably got fired 15, 20 times until God just puts that one thing in your life until you cross that path. And instantly I knew that getting into filmmaking is what I need to be doing. And that includes all aspects of pre-production, planning. Somebody comes to me with an idea, we script it out, and then we bring out the production team, we shoot it, and then we sit down and edit it. So I do all phases of it.
I'm Andre, and this is the Speak Your Life podcast, where we talk about everything as it relates to education, careers, values, mentors, and anything to do with purpose. We do this one impactful conversation at a time, whether it's solo dolo with yours truly or our amazing guests to share stories, industry insights, encouraging words, and calls to action that can help you get closer to your why. Become a part of the Speak Your Life community by subscribing today to the podcast and following us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Speak Your LYFE, because life without your why is meaningless. Today's guest was born in Jersey City. He is listed on the June 2005 edition of The Hollywood Reporter as the associate producer of a romantic comedy titled 4 Minutes, which he submitted to the American Black Film Festival in Miami and has been selected to show forth out of many film festivals since then. He has also been a producer on yet another feature film titled Consequences of My Sins, which is a short story about how a group of young people cope with different life situations. This feature is currently being shopped around for distribution deals. He has a 10-year entertainment history that has afforded him the experience both in front and behind the camera as an actor, producer, and director. He's also earned a bachelor's degree in digital film making and master's in business management from American Intercontinental University in Atlanta, Georgia, where he has learned hands-on on how to produce great film projects. He has and is able to connect with some of the most dedicated and professional minds creating film projects around the nation. Please welcome Mr. Anthony Nixon.
What's up, man? Thanks for having me here, bro.
Yeah, man. Yeah. How's it going? How are you doing?
Good, man. Like I tell everybody every day, I'm just thanking God for too much work because just a little bit about how I got started in this. So I speak at a lot of elementary schools a lot, and I can tell the teachers, look, I like to be real with these kids.
Yeah.
So I tell the story of how ever since high school, I've gotten fired from every job I've ever held in life, period.
Tell us about that.
Not laid off, fired. Simply because, like for instance, one of my corporate jobs, I worked in accounting, and somebody just walked up to me one day and he said, "You just don't want to be here, do you?" I said, "Nope, my heart is not here." And so I resigned effective immediately, and I just left. And had no idea what I wanted to do, but I know corporate America just wasn't working for me. And so one day after another firing, back in like around 2000 or so, I heard on the radio they were looking for black men to be in a movie. So I was just an extra standing in the background. I think you see my feet in one scene in the movie. That was it.
Okay.
But I'm on a movie set and I'm seeing how they're making the movie, and I'm like, this is what I need to be doing. So longer story short, went straight to school, got a degree in filmmaking, and I've been self-employed now for almost 20 years doing it.
Wow. So tell us about that whole, I guess that mindset that you kind of cultivated over these years, from going from corporate and working for someone into now working for yourself and setting your own schedule and your own destiny.
Oh man, it's just a beautiful thing because you gotta figure out what it is that makes you want to wake up in the morning. And I just knew the corporate and the people that you have to deal with in corporate America. And there's always those people that's fighting for employee of the month that gets under your skin every single day. I just couldn't deal with that anymore. And it's like Steve Harvey. I think Steve Harvey best said it. He was like, he probably had 15, 20 jobs, probably got fired 15, 20 times until God just puts that one thing in your life until you cross that path. And instantly, I knew that getting into filmmaking is what I need to be doing, and that includes all aspects of pre-production planning. Somebody comes to me with an idea, we script it out, and then we bring out the production team, we shoot it, and then we sit down and edit it. So I do all phases of it.
Wow. What's your favorite part of the whole process?
Neither one of those. My ultimate goal is to be the executive producer.
Okay.
I just want to be that guy, kind of like what Tyler Perry is doing. Cut the checks, make everything happen while they're back working 18 hours a day on set.
Yeah,
I'm
not
off.
you.
Not me.
You got a daughter to take care of.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, tell us about your daughter and how, because the reason why I bring her up is because a lot of times people are in so much, they're so caught up in their career that a lot of things that, I talk about is about how career success is not just, you putting in your hours and then you leaving and neglecting your family, because that's not real success. So the thing is, like, I always advocate is like, understanding what are your values, what do you appreciate, and how does that work into your career? So tell us about, your daughter and why she is part of, what you do, and as far as like how you think of her when you're working and things like that.
Oh, absolutely, man. You just said it best. I think success is measured by what you do for your family, not how much money you make or what your accomplishments are in the working world, but by me being able to take her to work with me every day. Yeah, that's success. And I've even taken over as the PTA president.
Oh, well.
At her elementary school.
We have a really involved father here.
Oh, absolutely. Because the state of schools now, it's like you'll be paranoid if you have a kid in school right now. Yeah. I'll even go there some days just to watch the front door. Like, I'm scoping everybody coming through that front door. But
that's right. Yeah.
But again, just being self-employed allows me just the freedom and the flexibility to just be there for all of her events. And to me, you can't put a price on that. It's priceless.
Wow. So you said you bring her to work, so it sounds like she's the boss, not you.
Oh yeah, yeah. And another thing, I'm teaching her the real true meaning of entrepreneurship. Really? Because one thing that I'm not teaching her is, if we go to college, that's great, but unless we can cut a check and pay for it, we're not getting in student loans. Yeah. Because the American dream is not going to college and getting $100,000 of student loan debt. Yeah. And then you come out of school and you can't live because you're a slave to that student loan. That's right. So my goal is to see my first mill by selling the web series that I'm currently producing by the time she's 10. Wow. On December the 2nd. That's my motivation this year. Okay. And so I can teach her the real true meaning of how to get out here and get it for yourself.
Do you plan on having any more kids?
No, sir. It's a lot of work, man. It's a lot of work. Yeah.
Oh, man. So tell me, like, how do you, like, in your industry, in the film industry, how do you balance maintaining your personal values and who you are as Anthony, and when society is constantly saying this is what you're supposed to be like in this industry?
Well, that's a really good question because just being a black man in the industry, period. Once upon a time, before the Tyler Perrys and before social media exploded, the options were very limited for us. Back in the day where, we have a movie idea, we would need to go sit in front of an investor and sell your soul to this person who never intended to help you anyway. But now all that's out the window. There's so many opportunities now because you have a camera and you have social media. Yeah. And you have hundreds of streaming companies that are all fighting for content. So that just opens the door for, so many opportunities for people like me. Like the web series I'm producing, I don't have to sit down and sell it to nobody. All we have to do is produce quality content and post it on social media with a good plan. And that's how everybody's getting deals these days. So I don't know if I just answered the question, but
yeah. All over the place. Well, I guess so. Let me to be a little bit more specific. So understanding who you are and what you value, and how do you go into this industry, like maintaining that in who you are, but also knowing how the industry wants you to be a cookie cutter certain way. Oh yeah. Like, how do you balance that? Like, trying to, to do your thing, be successful, make connections, network, whatever, but then also be you in Anthony Nixon, even if there are certain things about the way you produce or the way you do your filmmaking, it's maybe different for how.
The beauty about this industry is, like I said, once upon a time there might have been some cookie cutter approach that you have to stick with, but now the rules in this industry there are no rules. You can pretty much, as long as you produce some kind of quality story, people will want to watch it. It don't matter. We both come from Christian backgrounds, and we can start right there. A lot of people in the Christian community think, oh, you shouldn't be doing this or you shouldn't be doing that. You shouldn't be cursing. You shouldn't. I don't curse anyway, but it's the same people who tell me kind of, well, you shouldn't be doing this or you shouldn't be saying this. But I go to your house, you got Richard Pryor collection on your shelf, and it's the same people in the Christian community. Oh man, did you see Empire last night?
Yeah.
And say, yeah, you gonna.
I watch it too. I'm guilty. Let me repent of my sins.
Right. So it's just you just kind of got to do what feels right for you, and not worry about what anybody thinks. Period. And that's just the best way to approach it, because if you worry about what people think, then you'll kind of never do anything.
The BBC reports a U.S. workers' online study said that nearly 70% agree public speaking skills are critical for success at work. Maybe you are a student looking to become a prime candidate for that internship, or might I say full-time position, or maybe you have already been in the job market for some time now and you just want to stand out amongst your coworkers looking to get that raise you feel like you've been passed up for too long now. Go to speakyourlife.com/private-lessons. That's speakyourlyfe.com/private-lessons. Again, that's speakyourlyfe.com/private-lessons to become a better communicator tomorrow by signing up today. Okay, yeah, that makes a lot of sense, because you only have one life to live, and you have to live out the purpose that you were given.
Exactly.
and use the gifts and talents that you have, because you only get one shot at this.
Right.
And so, I guess I was trying to wonder, with you being an entrepreneur and with you also being a family man, what is one key philosophy that you live by, in all of this, that you stick by, something that you just live by? Just a code, Anthony code, so to speak.
Yeah. Basically, I'm a simple person, so I believe in karma, and I believe no matter what you do in life, you just treat people nice, and the universe will bless you back. Like, I'm not a jerk. Everybody in this universe will tell you, I'm an lucky person. I'm an easygoing person to work with.
Yeah.
And just treat every single body. I teach my daughter. You've probably heard the saying, you treat the CEO with the same respect as you treat the janitor.
Yeah,
I have my daughter totally respect everybody. And I teach her, my 9-year-old, to always show concern or always ask how the other person is doing and not talk about yourself as much. And I believe, and I show a genuine concern for people. I don't, if I say how you doing, and you give me the fake and say everybody, yeah, I'm doing good, but I'm like, no, how you really doing? But yeah, again, basically, I just teach my daughter to really not talk about herself so much, but always show more concern about the other person. And yeah, I believe basic principles that I live by.
Yeah, and how is this philosophy of just like treating the CEO the same way you would treat the janitor? How has that connected you to quote unquote the right people in what you do?
Because of my temperament, and one thing that really gets me far in this industry, because I never advertise anywhere. I get all my business through word of mouth, and because I have a good name in the streets, because people know when I show up, I'm coming with a quality crew. Yeah, I'm super professional, and we're on time, and we make the clients feel like they're a part of their own production, and people just know, and it's a great feeling when clients reach back out and say, hey man, thank you for your professionalism, period.
Yeah.
And that right there goes a long way in this industry, because you can be Spike Lee in this industry, but if you got a crappy attitude, nobody wants to be with you. Nobody wants to work with you.
That's so true. That's so true. Because there's a lot of people out there that are, they're doing it big, and they're on their way to greater things. But I guess one thing that kind of keeps them back is their attitude, or just how they treat people in general. They may be really talented, really skilled, but it will catch up with you eventually if you are not treating people the way. If you're treating, the CEO, and you're treating the janitor completely different, and just how you treat one better than the other, it will definitely come back to you. So that's so true, and I think we've seen that story so many times, not just in the film industry, but many and other places as well. So that's that's right. That's right on what you're talking about. So yeah. So with your company and stuff like that, how are your company and your home life similar as far as like creating a home away from home, 40 hours a week, so to speak?
Well, I mean, number one, in this business, I tell people I don't have a 9 to 5. I have a 24/7. Because when you're self-employed, you have to go when the work calls. And sometimes being in this industry, it's not uncommon to be working until 2, 3, 4, 5 o'clock. I'm used to going to bed around 3 or 4 o'clock every morning. But at the same time, I don't get out of bed till 12, 1 o'clock sometimes. So I get my sleep whenever I can. But again, just to maintain that balance, it's one of those things where you can't do everything yourself. And like I said, I'm there for my daughter regardless. So if I have to pass another job on, or if I have to pay people to be in place that can step in and do things that I can't physically be there to do, that's what I do to maintain the balance. Because when I first started in this business, I'm like, man, I'm gonna shoot and edit everything myself. I'm gonna get never back in the day, I would never given away $500 to $1,000 to anybody. I'm like, man, I don't care. I'm not sleeping for 3 or 4 days, but I'm gonna get that money. But now there's a short list of quality people that I can work with. And I say, hey man, I can pay you $1,000 to go do this for me. Because so I can maintain that balance that my kid needs. So so you just gotta not just be greedy and just share love, man.
That's right. Just maintaining that balance is so important, and to keep your sanity,
Yes, to definitely keep your sanity.
Because there's a lot of people out there that have, that go to work, and they work so hard, which is fine, but they just, I don't know, they just go crazy just with the demands, the pressure, the stress, and they don't take time for themselves.
Exactly.
Tell us a little bit more about what are some things that you personally do for like self-care? I'm sure you take a vacation once in a while. I know you're on this 24/7 grind nation stuff, but what are some things that you do to just take care of yourself? Just you personally, not anything to do with your daughter, but just, you personally as Anthony.
Well, I did 4 years in the Navy, and one thing that I took when I left the military is I'm an avid jogger. It's not uncommon for me to jog 3 to 5 miles a day. Because in a weird kind of way, that relaxes me. Not only does it keep me healthier, I just feel good at the end of the day, because I can clear my mind when I'm out there running. And I don't do treadmills, I get bored. So it's so boring. You just like the same thing over and over. So that's why I do the street, so you can see road rage incidents. You might see a squirrel get knocked off by a car. It's entertaining. So but and I read a lot of books too, and I'm always constantly learning in this business. So even when I'm not physically out there working, I'm taking a master class with Spike Lee right now, and just working but not working, and so I'm just always learning, and that helps me just kind of relax and just prepare my mind to get to that next executive producer level.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, just jogging, reading, and I read movie scripts, and then I'll go to the movies and I will watch the movie. So that kind of relaxes me right there too.
So you're like one of those guys that goes to the movies and like breaks down every little thing that's going on, and you're that annoying person. You're probably that person I can't go to the movies with. That's what it sounds like.
No, but I'll keep it to myself. I'll try not to annoy people too much.
Yeah. What's up, guys? My name is Andre, and I am millennial. Like many of you out there, after graduating school, I quickly learned the challenges of life, like paying back loans and finding a job. But once I finally got a job working in sales, I felt unfulfilled and wanting more than just money, y'all. I want to know why I was born here on this earth. And after understanding my gifts and knowing my values, it dawned on me that helping others find their purpose was, in fact, my purpose. And now, as a host of the Speaker Life podcast, our mission is to push you closer to discovering your why and purpose through interesting monologues and entertaining stories from various guests, from entrepreneurs to even Olympic champions. So whatever your streaming platform is out there, go ahead and subscribe to the podcast and join the Speaker Life community, because life without your why is meaningless.
Yeah, but if it's something so blatant, like I'm sure you heard about the Starbucks cup that was left in that grand finale of I'm drawing a blank right now.
Yes, GOT, Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones, which has a $15 million production budget per episode.
Oh wow!
And everybody knows what a period piece that was, and somebody left a Starbucks cup in one of the scenes. So
wow!
How do you explain that?
Okay.
Yeah.
The average person like me wouldn't have noticed those things. So.
Right.
Yeah, I still haven't even watched the show. I watch it here and there because I just know that if I watch it in order from start to finish, I know I'll be addicted. So
yeah,
I just know that I can't I can't watch it in chronological order, to be honest.
Oh yeah, it's too much.
It's definitely addicting, and and the episodes that I did see, it did meet the hype. Like, I will admit that, because there's some films or like shows you're just like, everybody's like raving about it, and you're like, oh yeah, this is the best thing ever, and you just like watch it like,
yeah, exactly. Okay. Like, I never watched an episode, but I know about the Starbucks cup.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sure Starbucks wasn't around when dragons was flying around Earth, so
yeah.
How do you explain that?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So yeah, as you can tell, he's a professional. He notices every little detail.
Oh yeah.
Anthony's not the guy you want to take to the movies. Man, I wonder what your daughter goes through.
She doesn't like go to the movie. I took her to see The Grinch last Christmas, and midway through it, she was ready to go.
Really?
I was mad. I was getting really good, so I went back to see it myself.
Okay.
It's really good, but yeah, her patience is not. She would not sit in a movie for 2 hours.
Okay.
Nah.
Wow. But yeah, has like, I know that you said, you've had this influence on not only her, but other kids maybe at her school.
Yes.
And you go to speak at different elementary schools and things like that. Tell us about that, and how, what made you want to do that, and how you think that, could be a great thing for kids out there who maybe are told, oh, you can only be an athlete, you can only be a rapper, right, or something like that. Tell us about that.
Oh, so one of my teacher friends told me career day is important for elementary school kids, because it's at that age that they start thinking about what they want to do in life. Yeah. And so, when we come in with we come in with a whole crew, and what we do is, like, I'll have the kids, be the camera person. I have kids holding the boom mic, and we make them a part of the whole entire production, and we teach them, especially when we come in with the drones. Like one day they had firefighters on one side of the gym, and they had us with the drones. Yeah. As soon as we launched those drones, all those kids from that side with the firefighters, they didn't care about them. Wow. They just all ran over there towards the drones. But and I'm teaching them, don't just focus on, being a camera operator or being a drone operator. I'm like, think about ways you can maybe build drones, or how. And I start teaching them, there's nothing wrong with not working 9 to 5. If that's what you do, I have total respect for it. Sure, yeah. But I also teach these kids, I tell them I want you guys to start thinking about owning your own business. So, firefighters or lawyers or doctors or whatever you do in life, they're not telling these kids, hey, start your own company. But imagine if you start your own company at 6, 7, 8, 9 years old. By the time you get out of high school, you can have a legitimate company. Because a kid only have to be 16 years old to get the same national drone certification that I have.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, just 16 years old. So imagine you starting at, you can start flying drones as early as, 8, 9, 10 years old, but you can't get the certification until, I believe it's 13. And so imagine starting your own company then. When you get out of school, you have a legit business ready.
Yeah.
And so we're just teaching them entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
Ownership.
That's really good.
Yeah.
That's really good. Okay, and let's backtrack a little bit. I remember you said that you were from Jersey City, and
yes,
tell us about how it was growing up as a kid, and what was the story that led up to you getting to become a filmmaker?
Yeah, man. So we grew up in Marion Gardens, the projects in Jersey City, and
wow.
when you're young and you live there, you think, oh man, this is kind of cool. But when you get older and you look back at it, it's like Tupac said it the best. We're scared of the thugs and the thieves and the murderers, but we live in the same building with them. And it was really bad, man. Looking back, a lot of my friends dropping out of high school. Yeah. So I know I got friends that are in their 40s right now, still, making $9-10 an hour, because back then the cool thing to do was to drop out of high school. Yeah. But they didn't think, 20-30 years later, okay, I can't get a job. Yeah. But I mean, when you have that much poverty in one place, like, just bad things happen, and you see firsthand, people getting hit with bottles in their faces or stabbed. That kind of stuff. It was. So I left. So I went in the Navy, and once I left Jersey City and went back 2 years later, the thing that did it for me is when I realized something had to change. Was there was this dreadlock guy, a Jamaican, that walked around selling incense. He wore the same white sweater, the same white pants, every day. Oh wow! I left for 2 years, went right back. Standing outside, who came around the corner? Same dude. I'm like, man, nothing changes in. Wow. Situation. Even to this day, man, Jersey City is still.
It's a little bit better, because I live in Elizabeth now, and
Elizabeth used to be one of those places too.
Yeah, I'm in North Elizabeth, which is a little bit nicer area, but more family oriented. But Jersey City is on the up and up, but mainly gentrification. Yeah. But it is on the come up with Hoboken and stuff like that. So right. Yeah, but so. You grew up in Jersey City and like the projects and stuff like that. Yeah. But what is it that, was it high school or was it college that you kind of fell in love with film? Like, what is it that kind of led you to like the whole film industry?
Well, again, that day I got fired. I was just driving around in my car.
Was that in high school or?
No, that was shortly after I got out of the Navy.
Oh, yeah.
And
sorry.
I was working some job, got fired again. And that's when I heard on the radio, we just need black men to be in a movie. They just need extras in the background. And I'm like, I just got fired. Well, why not go sign up for it? Yeah. So I went and signed up for it, and I was an extra on the set for like 6 weeks. Okay. I mean, we were getting it was only $100 a day. But it was a movie starring Mel Gibson. I forget which one it was. Okay. But the movie had a $190 million budget. Oh, wow. And we're just standing around. I'm watching, 100 camera crew members running around with cameras and doing things. I'm like, this is kind of cool. This is what I need to be doing. And so I went to school, signed up 4 years straight, got a degree in digital filmmaking, and just been doing it ever since, because no matter what any company or anybody does in life, everybody needs video in some capacity. That's right. And so corporate America needs a ton of videos, and they pay extremely well. Yep. So just been doing it ever since, man.
And so we have there's like the household question of, what does your house stand on? Tell us about that. Other than, we all know integrity, love, respect, but what does your house stand on? Other than, what's something that one thing that your house stands on?
Well, again, with me, if I'm answering this correctly, because right now it's just me and my daughter for now, and the biggest thing for me is to make sure that I'm equipping her with everything she needs in life. And, that's just not money or whatever. That's teaching her the principles that she can go out here and survive in this world. You know, I'm teaching her, you know, kind of, we all live in a cruel world, and I'm teaching her, what I teach her in these walls is how to go out there and conduct herself out there, because, you know, it's just a cruel world out there. And, you know, we have to protect our kids. And so, you know, I'm teaching her not to be, you know, kind of the street smarts, but not to be so naive where, you know, people get over on you at all. And so when she goes out there, there ain't no guy or no person who's going to, you know, run any kind of games on her, because she's going to be fully equipped to protect herself. Yeah.
That's right. And she got a dad from the hood, so he ain't playing no games.
I can't wait until the first guy comes to take her out.
Oh, Lord.
I'm going to tell her straight up, tell him to bring his family, because I'm going to have about 10, 15 family members. You know, nothing crazy, but
Cousin Pookie, Ray,
all of them. So, you know, and it's going to be a 2-hour conversation before you walk out of the house with my kid, with my daughter. That's it. And we're going to keep it nice and respectable. But, you know, sometimes you can intimidate people by just nice conversations. Like, you know, at the end of the night, have her back home when she's supposed to be here.
By 10 o'clock.
By 9:55, you might want to be pulling up. That's it.
Oh man, that's funny. That's
but
funny.
You know, she knows she's loved, and she you know, and it's a great feeling when she says, "Daddy, thank you for taking care of me."
That's great.
Because she sees it. Yeah.
Wow, that's good that you know you're in her life, and
absolutely.
You know, because there's a lot of men that are not maybe present in their daughter's life, and so they, I'm sure she'll really appreciate that when she gets older, and knows what a good man looks like. So she sees that in her father. So
and you know, I didn't have that growing up, so that's why you know, I'm just giving her everything that me and my brothers didn't have, and you know, it's a common thing in the black community where a lot of people grew up without fathers, and we didn't have that. But she definitely has that. Period.
We are now in the last segment of our podcast, and that is the question of the day.
What's that?
Random question of the day. So, Anthony, if you were on an island and could only take one thing with you other than a loved one, what would it be and why?
If I was on an island by myself, what would I take? You know, honestly, I'm going to keep it simple. If I could take a really nice, comfortable bed with a mattress, I'm good. I don't need nothing else.
Yeah.
Because I would get tons of sleep and just be very comfortable, and I'm good with that.
Yeah.
I won't even take technology. I don't even want a cell phone.
Yeah.
Nope.
It'll be all the sleep that you were catching up on from all the times missed when you went to bed at 3.
Yes, when I went to bed at 3, you know, sometimes sleeping on sets, on floors. Yeah. You know, every major movie, you know, if you're on set, you'll see crew members just sleeping in corners, just catching naps wherever they can catch them at. So yeah, just give me a bed and a comforter. I'm good. I don't even want a cell phone.
Oh, now you're on a cell phone.
Nope.
Oh my gosh. If I were to answer that question, for me, I would probably say. I would say a book. Maybe, man, there's so many good books out there.
It is.
I'm gonna have to just go with the Bible, because I just, you know, it has so many stories in that one book, and then it's just like so many things you can take from, and I know with me being lonely there on that island by myself, I would need the words of Jesus to comfort me. So, but anyways, again, thank you so much for being on this episode today. Appreciate your insight and what you're doing, and the projects that you have going on that are looking to make an impact on the community in Atlanta, but also and throughout the nation and things like that. So again, thank you for being on this segment. And if you are out there and you have a special event or a special occasion, please be sure to go on his website at anthonynixoncinema.com. Again, that's anthonynixoncinema.com. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for listening to today's episode. Again, be sure to subscribe to the podcast to get your content feed, and follow us on Instagram at SpeakYourLifeTheWide. And give us any feedback that you have from today's episode, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.